This episode discusses themes of cancer reoccurrence, palliative care, and loss. We know this can be an incredibly sensitive topic for those navigating a cancer journey. Please take all the time and space you need and listen at your own comfort level. Support groups that can help you if you are in need are ARC Cancer Support Centres, Irish Cancer Society, the Marie Keating Foundation, and St James's Hospital Patient Support. There are many more that can help, and I hope these ones help you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to a Life Afterlife podcast with Deborah Gaby Baker. Today we have two wonderful ladies with me. We have Michaela Dunphy and we have Mahady. The two of the girls are inspirational to many people. Carly for the work she's done promoting how, I suppose, you could go and you could have yourself breast checked at 20 if you needed to. A lot of girls didn't understand that and they could not believe that Carly got breast cancer in her early 20s. So thank you, Carly, for that. You've saved many lives. I don't think you realised, but you have. You really have. And then for my little Michaela. Michaela lost her husband Dean to brain cancer last year, and she has now set up a fund called the Dean Dunphy Fund, and I'm just so inspired by that. I think that's amazing. She has put all her grief into trying to find, is it a cure? Is it for people to understand? Is it for more, I suppose, support and awareness for this type of brain cancer? But I just think you're amazing girls, the pair of you. And we're here today on a Life After Life podcast to discuss all of this. People are probably looking and saying, a life after life, isn't that about ghosts and stuff like that? But I suppose it's the ghosts from our past. It's the life we thought we would have had before, maybe illness, and how we cope with that now. And it's also how we cope with grief. So I hope this helps a lot of people today. And thank you, girls, for coming on. So I'm going to start with Michaela Dunphy. Michaela's from Ballyfermot and she is just gorgeous. Look at her.
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed, girl, for your back. So Michaela, let us know all about you.
So I'm from Ballyfermot and I always have to say, shout out to Ballyfermot because they have been the backbone to me and Dean.
Absolutely.
Me and Dean met when we were only babies, 17, 18. Kissing on corners like and we basically had the fairy tale, I just say, all through our 20s just partying, going holidays, the whole lot. And then we had our fourth heartbreak in 2017. We suffered a miscarriage and that was kind of, I didn't know I was pregnant. I kind of found out I was pregnant and losing at the same time.
How old were you?
I was, oh my God, do the maths. 23, was I?
Okay.
Right, do the maths. And that was kind of the forced loss. Like I've never suffered loss from anything at all, especially as a couple as well. And then like we knew we wanted to have kids as well. And then when we found out, as I said, it was all in the same thing. It was real like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So we kind of just put it on the back burner for a while. Like that's when my anxiety and grief kind of started, which I didn't know it was anxiety at the time. Fast forward to 2021, I then had my little girl, Sloane. She's now 4. She's the boss. I say 4 going, not even 14, 40. Like she is an L1. Like she's a little L1. And you know what?
She's been here before.
She absolutely has. You could tell me that.
Yeah.
She has. And you know what? The best thing even about it, like Dean picked her name from the miscarriage that we had because we were like, what if it was a girl? Da, da, da. So that was always so special that our daddy named her.
Yeah. And
then we were saving for a house because it was lockdown. We couldn't spend our money. So we were like, look, may as well start saving for a house. Got the house. Had the baby, had everything in front of us, and we were renovating our house for 9 months, so we weren't living in it, but we had owned it. And in that time, Dean had what we now know was a seizure while he was driving. He was driving home from Galway. He was doing a delivery for work, and he had suffered like the night before, like kind of like twitches, not like your right kind of twitches. Yeah. And he kind of just was like, what the heck? And I remember he ran out of the room when that happened, and he came back in and I was like, what's wrong with you? And God love him, he was like, I'm after being like Lewis Capaldi. He said, I'm after being like this. So we all laughed. And the next day in work, it happened to him again while he was driving.
Okay.
But he said that he was on his own and he felt like it was stronger. So how on God's earth, I don't know. He got himself into the hard shoulder. He's on the motorway. And what he felt was like a stroke coming on.
Okay.
So everything dropped on his on his right. The eye drooped. He had the window open, so he said, I knew my eye was gone down because the wind of the cars going past, his eyes were watering.
He could feel it.
And then his mouth dropped and his whole arm dropped, his whole body.
How old was he then?
He was 31, just gone 31. And he, luckily, the door of like the van held him up, because had he gone that way, he wouldn't have been able to get back up. He said that lasted, it could have been 30 seconds. But going through it felt longer.
Felt like forever.
In a moving vehicle.
Yeah.
30
Do you know, and
seconds,
like boom, cars going past, and he couldn't this is where I was getting upset, because he was like, I couldn't lift my arm for help. He was trying to get help and he couldn't beep, he couldn't do anything. And then Dean before all this as well, Dean was never sick, ever. Like, he'd broken ankles, leg, whatever, football.
Yeah.
Never sick.
Normal young fella.
Normal, right? So when that kind of happened, he kind of got back up and he was like, I'll just drive again. And like drove another hour back to me to City West. I was like, oh my God, now
it's more adrenaline though, isn't it? Like kind of a panic thing. Like, I just need to get home. Yeah, of course.
So, and he was thinking, like, if he got someone to come get him, that's 2 hours. Yeah. Because it was an hour up, an hour back from where he was. Do you know that way? So he, we worked for the same company at the time, and I would work alongside Dean's bosses and stuff like that. And like, I knew if we weren't doing, say, a special run that day, I would never see his bosses. And then I see his boss running past my window, and I was like,
something's wrong.
He's at the crash in the van. No, he's at the crash in the van. So he comes
in. You just got that feeling?
I just got that feeling. I was like, there's no reason for him to be in my office today, his boss. Like, I was like, there's no reason for him to be here. So he's coming to tell me Dean's at the crash in the van. That's me. Like, I'm like 0 to 100.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, so he comes in, he's like, you need to come with me, you need to come with me. And I was like, did he crash the van? I'm sitting at my desk. I was like, did he crash the van? He's like, you need to come with me. I'm like, did he crash the van? Will you please come with me? He's in the canteen. So I was like, right, he's not somewhere in an ambulance or something. So I was like, right. Yeah. So we work in a warehouse. So I had to run through the warehouse. And my boss actually, because like you have to like walk through a warehouse and all, it's all medicinal. And he's like, where's the fire? Where's the fire? I'm like, something's happening, Dean. I have to go. So he came with me as well. And I went in, and Dean just has his hands like this on his head. And he's like, I don't know what's wrong, don't know what's wrong. And I was like, right, calm down. Like, what happened? Did you crash the van? He's not telling me anything. And he goes, no. I've no control over my body. I don't know what's happening. You need to help me. Okay. And I'm just kind of going,
so scary.
Whoa. And I'm shaking at this stage. And I'm going, right, will you sit down first? So what had happened then, I had said, look, we're going to have to get you to a hospital. I thought that'd snap him going, oh, Grant. Yeah, can bring me to a hospital. So I was like, oh, here we go. So I was like, right. So we went around to Tala, because again, we're in City West, closest hospital. And we went in, and as I'm checking Dean in, the girl was like, oh, I have like his GP from when he was like a kid. And I'm having to give all the new GP details and everything. And with that, I get a smack in the back. And I was like, I'm about to get hopped on in the bleeding. I was like, oh my God. I was like, and I turned around, it was Dean. He was trying to get me attention. It was happening again.
Oh no.
And I seen it from myself, and I'm not joking. You'd swear someone had like a string and was like pulling his chin down to his shoulder.
Okay.
And I was like holding his head
so
to try and
it
was like reflexes. Yeah. So I was trying to hold his neck, and I could feel the muscle in the back of his neck just gone boom, boom, boom. And I'm saying to the girl, like, this isn't right. This obviously has to be something with his head. Like, can you hurry us up? Yeah. I needn't go into that. Wasn't a great experience.
Please.
Yeah. Well, if you could just take a seat, I'm like, so I have to now. Dane's over 6 foot. Like, I'm only short. Yeah. So I'm trying to like bring him over and sit him down. 9 hours they left us sitting there. Stop it. Only seen a triage nurse within the first half an hour. You know, you think oh God, half hour. Yeah, we're laughing like blood tests. All he got done. Still sitting outside A&E.
True, they wouldn't show at him.
They wouldn't show at him anyway. Yeah. So I was like, I think he's had a stroke, and they're going, he's 41. Circumstances to yourself. Literally, you're like, just don't bring age into this. Yeah. Right? I was like, tell me, I'm not a doctor, so I'm asking you to check for this. I'm telling you all the symptoms, like, you know, like on the ads, like the face, the speech, the time. I was doing all that. I was like, he's had all them. I was like, so can you not like, no. And Dean had kind of had them tremors on and off in those 9 hours, but then he kind of came back around to himself and nothing had happened in hours, and he was like, I'm going home. I was like, you're going home?
Stop that.
I said, you're not going home.
You're like,
He
you're
said,
staying here.
we're staying here. And with that, a few noisy people came in, and I was getting a bit nervy, like, and I was like, right. I said, right, we'll leave. I said, but you're going to James's first thing in the morning. I said, because we're not coming back here. I said, you're going to James's first. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning at this stage. So I was like, right, let's go. So we went home. He slept. I was like that.
Oh, cold.
All night. I was like,
I'd
right.
say he was exhausted.
He was exhausted. So I gets up and I'm ringing into work. Hey, yeah, won't be in or whatever. And he grabs me phone. What are you doing?
I'm going to work.
I was like, you're going to hospital? He goes, yeah, I'll go in a while. Oh. I was like, you're going now.
He didn't.
And he was like, yeah. And then he was like, and then he kind of went, no, I'm only messing with you. He said, my ma's coming to get me. You have to go to work. And I was like, I can't go to work. He said, you're going to work or I'm not going to hospital.
Oh.
So when I went,
after you
couldn't even
feeling
spell
that
my
movement
name.
on the back of his
point
neck
being
and
there. I
all.
was
Do you
like,
know what I mean?
And
No,
my boss
you-
was like, I'll bring you around, like,
Yeah.
or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So nothing had happened then all weekend. We're now on to Monday, and I'm after being with Dean through the weekend in hospital, whatever. He's fine. Obs are fine. Bloods are fine. Scans are fine.
Stop that.
Right? Scans are fine.
Why? Like how?
And then he got a scan on the Sunday, which was an MRI with the contrast. So, like, to us back then, this was what we were like, what's contrast? Is it? Like, we didn't know
Just a
anything
dye,
medical.
isn't
You were
it?
just, so they were like, it's a dye that basically illuminates your cells and you get a deeper picture and stuff like that. Right, grand.
Is that the CAT scan?
It's,
No? Is that the same thing?
I think an MRI.
no, the MRI,
I've had it. I've had what you're talking
like a
about.
donut.
Yeah, and it goes into and you feel real warm.
It's a donut.
It makes you feel like I got away.
Yes.
Sorry, we shouldn't be laughing,
Yeah.
but that is
I
what
know,
it is. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
I'm with
I
you.
have humour in this whole thing, don't
with
you
you.
worry.
You should know what every machine is.
I'm like,
If
hello.
my ma wasn't with me, I wouldn't be able to name a single thing. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, sorry. And so he had that on the Sunday. So I went back into work on the Monday because he's fine. And then I get a phone call off me, he's sobbing down the phone, sobbing. And I'm like, what's wrong? They found something on my brain. Hung up the phone. I'm ringing him. He's not
Like,
answering me.
seriously?
And I'm going, oh my God. So I'm running. My boss again sees me. I was like,
Your poor
you need
boss.
to bring me.
I wouldn't
know
say he was the better at that.
He was literally like, what is going on? And then I was like, you need to bring me to James's. I said, you need to bring me to get his ma first and we need to go to James's. I was fuming that he got that news on his own. So we got there anyway and he's sobbing in the bed. And like, this is a 6 foot man and he looks like a 2-year-old boy. And I'm literally going, right then, you need to tell me like what has happened. He said, they're just telling me there's something on my brain and I don't know what else. So I runs back out to the nurses and I was like, look, can you call them doctors to come back? They need to speak to me and his mom, like I said, because he didn't take any of that in other than
Course
there's
not.
something on my brain. I said, no, I'm sure they didn't go to something in their brain and walk away.
No, you can't
I
process
said,
it.
you can't process that. I said, and he was on his own. I said, you knew that we were on call. Like I said,
Yeah.
anyway, so they came back around and they said, look, we found a lesion. And I'm like, what's a lesion? And they're like, we don't know yet, but we're going to go on to Beaumont. So I panicked. Now, I didn't know Beaumont was like
It's your
your
place to
normal
go, though.
hospital.
Yeah.
They're
as
the
well.
ones that will mind you for the head.
Yeah, I thought they were just head. So I was like, this is like horrific. This is going to be so bad. And then they were like, look, we're going to get you transferred over because we want you on their scanning machines because they're better. They're better. And I was like, yeah, okay, grand. When? That's the thing, we're waiting on a bed.
Lovely.
Waiting on a bed.
You're like, I have
10
a single
days in
bed at home.
James's. Yeah, literally 10 days in James's, waiting on a bed. 10 days.
10 days.
Dane's fine. Dane's literally like, I'm taking up this bed on someone else. Nothing has happened to him in 10 days.
Yeah, but do you think, was it because his body was relaxed and he wasn't driving the van and running around? And
Yeah, I don't really know because
know?
it didn't happen even after he got diagnosed till later on in his treatment and stuff. So it came to the thing where I was like, look, he is going to walk out here soon. So I went to the nurses and I was like, look, can he come home? And we'll just go to A&E and Beaumont or whatever. So they rang and they were like, no, the surgeon that wants him to wait for the bed, but he's going on holidays for 2 weeks. Oh, I was like, that's grand. You enjoy the plane.
we're going with him.
I'm like, so what do? We stay here for 2.5 weeks. Like Dane was at the stage where he was in a ward with 2 other men. He was minding them. I was like, we can't stay here for 2 more weeks. So they said, look,
The lack of urgency is insane.
like horrific. So we got him home because they were like, look, he's happy to let you go home once you take it easy and blah blah blah. and then we'll take you into Beaumont. So fast forward into Beaumont, then they done a scan again. It's a lesion to cancer, yeah. And they said, look, but we want to do a biopsy, and if we can, we'd like to remove the lesion. We still don't know if this is fluids, blood, a tumour, nothing. So Dean goes in for his surgery on the 23rd of August. He had to go in on the evening to go in like first thing in the morning, and we were sitting there, and I was like, right, like we better go, like we shouldn't be here this late or whatever. And then a priest walks in. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what's this? No, like look, if you just want a prayer before your surgery. And I was like, oh Jesus.
Like
so
a little
like,
blessing.
Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, we'll take that. And no problem. And I went home and I was straight back over there. Now this is still kind of COVID times in the hospital. Like you still had to, who are you saying you can only be here for half an hour. And I was like, them rules don't apply to me because I'm number one. Do you know what I mean? I was like, no, I'm not going to be doing this. So, and it was my 30th birthday the same day. So I was like, this is great. So we went over, and me and his ma, and he went in for surgery, and he was 7 hours, I think, 7.5 hours in surgery.
Every minute of it, did you?
Every second of that. His poor ma suffers for her back, and I was like, look, you won't sleep in the car. I'm going to walk these corridors. So anyway, we got a call, Dean's in recovery, and I was like, right, grand. He said, look, he's in high dependency, so you'll have to wait till he goes to take could be another couple of hours. And I'm like, oh no. So I just started playing the birthday cards, and I was like, my birthday's today. I was like, I'm 30. I was like,
meant to go out.
I was like, well, like, that's my love of my life sitting there. Like I said, I need to say, Michaela, look, come up, you have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, pew, and then I was like, what am I doing? I had to ring his ma. I was like, they're letting one of us in.
And it's going to be me,
I was like, so do
And
you
it's
want to
my
go in?
birthday.
And she was like, no, you alright, yeah, grand, boom, gone. Legged it,
that's
right?
lovely
Now,
of her, in
I don't
fairness.
think
There's
she
not
was
a lot
ready
of-
to see him anyway.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, Kayla, she said, like, you go. And I was like, I'll be 10
her.
minutes and then you come in now. They let us swap. But I went in anyway, and he's all hooked up and whatever. And the tubes were everywhere, and I'm squeezing his hands, and I'm like, right, I'm here. And I was like, can he hear me? And they're like, yeah, he's kind of waking up and all. And he had his eyes closed, and from start to finish, he sang happy birthday to me. From start to
That
finish.
now, because I will sob now.
Yeah, start to finish, he sang happy birthday to me. And I was like, because I was like, when he has this surgery, is he going to know who he is? Is he going to know who I am? Blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
The whole lot.
Don't you start.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to pull your hair.
I'm a trigger warning, sorry.
Oh my, no, I make cry bad,
Yeah.
tell your ma.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
But he got
yeah.
home anyway, and with that,
Thanks, Carl.
he got home within like 4 or 5 days. Because once you can drink, once you can eat, once you can go to your toilet,
Absolutely.
go home. And I have to say, Beaumont, they're fabulous for that. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
you get home to your own bed, you're
Oh,
not
they're
going
fantastic.
Unbelievable people.
That's where you recover.
That's
yeah,
where you recover.
Of course, where your body settles it.
Until they call you in a week later to tell us, sorry, it's not good news. What we found is called a glioblastoma brain tumour. And we're kind of going,
Never heard of it.
never heard of it. And I'm going, yeah, people have brain tumours, like, grant. And they were like, it's not good news. And I was like, right, they're going to say they couldn't get it all or whatever. And it's Dean, me and his ma. And we're sitting there and I'm like, okay. And Dean's like, so what's the bad news? Like, what is it? And he said, Dean, you have brain cancer. When I heard the word cancer, white noise.
Yeah.
I was like,
Absolutely.
white noise.
You were
Dean
gone.
was like, with him. Dean was like, right. And I'm like, can't hear Anne. His poor man's getting sick into a bin. I'm sitting here going, what, brain cancer? I was like, never even heard of brain cancer.
Yeah.
I've heard of cancers travelling to the
too,
I've never
yeah.
heard of brain cancer. So I just Dean just started squeezing my hand, and Dean goes, and I'm like, right. So, and he just looked at me and he was like, Sloane. So first thing he said, he was like, Sloane. And I was like, right. I says, right. I said, what are we looking at here? And you know yourself when you're talking about that, I'm talking life expectancy, I'm talking treatment. Like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah.
And he was like, Dean's not a statistic. We're not going to go down the route of...
What does that mean?
And I was kind of going... He knew I was asking life expectancy first. And I was like, you don't have to tell me he's not a statistic. He's not just like a notch on your belt there. Like I said, that's the love of my life sitting beside me. I said, but what are we looking at here? And then they just kind of said, look, we're not going to... We don't want to go down that route yet. Dean's young. He's healthy. He's a brilliant height, weight, all the rest of it. He's a great candidate for treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, right, okay, what about treatment? Now, we can give him treatment, but this cancer is not curable. So I was like, right.
Is it a very rare form?
It's so they say. I say so they say because, Deborah, I've met so many people with this cancer since starting like the TikTok and stuff, like all that stuff. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, they said, we need you back in surgery in 2 days' time. Why? He's only a week over. So because they now knew what the tumour was, the glioblastoma, it's basically made up of cells, and the cells all stick together and make the tumour. There would have been cells around the area that the naked eye wouldn't have seen. So they needed to go in with like the fluorescent light.
Yeah.
And basically get the others. And I was like, right, Grant, okay. And then Dean just went, Sloane. I said, I said, I can't answer this for you. What do you want to? Because they weren't like pressuring, but they were like, look, we want you to do it, but we don't want to pressure you either. Like, but we think you should benefit from this.
Absolutely.
So he was like, yeah, look, I'll do it. So back in he went. Back I was on the corridor. Back his mum was in the car. My mum was with us at this stage then. And this time it was only about 4 hours. And I was like, right, grand, waiting for her to call. And then I see a surgeon come down and going in Starbucks. I was like, well, for you. I was like, right. I said, he's smiling.
So he must be okay.
I was like, he must be okay. So me being me, marches up. I was like,
sorry, excuse me.
Sorry, just before I get your latte there.
Yeah.
I was like, is he finished? Yeah, Michaela, meet me upstairs. I'm just grabbing a coffee. I was like...
And you're like, did you know it was my birthday 3 days ago?
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm only over this. Like,
no, this is the...
This is a
father of my child and the love of my life, like, and you're getting a caramel macchiato. You
literally, we are the only people that live in this area. Like, do you know when you're going through, you're like, I'm the only person in the world.
He probably does 5 of them a day, and it's nothing to him.
Yeah,
really,
no, I'd be like to Deborah, hold that for a second.
Yeah,
what happened?
Tell me everything. Yeah. So we went up, and this time he said, "It's good news."
Oh, brilliant!
And we were like, right, okay, what is the good news? And he said, we got 90-ish% of the
like
tumour.
lasering it.
Yeah. And we've got the cells that came up under the light. So this is good news. This is great. So we need to basically move forward with Dean to get him into treatment. I'm going to fast forward through all the treatment. He had, I think, 40-something rounds of radiation. 6 weeks of chemo with a block. And then he had 6 months of chemo. Then he was getting like regular scans. Then we got told one of the scans were stable, which is what you want to hear if you have a glioblastoma. Then we got told it wasn't so clear. You have no control over your life. But we had control over this. We had control over the wedding.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are we waiting for? We're going through horrific 2 years. And we lost Dean's dad suddenly as well through that. Jesus. And so we're going through that as well. And then I was like, Dean, let's just do it. Let's just get married. I was like, and he was like, you want the big weekend? I said, no, I don't. I said, I want you. Yeah. I said, I don't, like, that's like, no. I said, let's just have our nearest and dearest. And you know yourself, when you're going through something like that, a lot of people dwindle away.
It's about love.
It's who you have around you. And
that
I was like,
marriage,
that's all I
that
want.
type of marriage is, I love you, I want you, it's us.
It's us.
Yeah.
And we've gone through shit, so let's take control of this part of our life. So we had our wedding booked for May, the 18th of May. And the Dean's birthday was the 6th of May, and on the 5th of May, sure, he only went and had a full-blown seizure on me. And I was like...
Your timing's amazing.
Your timing's fantastic. My birthday, it's great. Like, even his poor dad's funeral was the day before my birthday. It was, you know what I mean? It was just... Can't have that. And so Dean was brought to James's because... Now, I wanted him to go to Beaumont, but because we're Ballyfermot, they have to go to your closest A&E, which whatever I get, like... So when we got there, they were like, look, we're going to basically be back and forward with Beaumont. They want to keep him here. They think like he's kind of grand. Dean had been in and out of hospital a lot with like swelling of the brain. So he'd go in, he'd get steroids, he'd come home. It was very reoccurring. It was very normal to us at that stage. I was like, yeah, whack in the steroids, he'll be grand. Do you know what I mean? Which they did. They gave him the steroids, but he got a lot slower. And a lot slower. We're getting married in 2 weeks. Comes to the wedding. And we got married at my mum's back garden. And I had said to everybody, look, my nanny lives across the road. So I was like, you bail into me nannies and you bail up me ma's stairs. Nobody is to see him come in. He was so overwhelmed, and like this was a man of like great confidence. Do you know what I mean? To be in a wheelchair. So I said, look, just let him go in himself, and then you all go in. Don't go near him. Just sit in. All right, go on. And then we came in, and I went in, and he burst in tears. I was like, you're lucky.
you better.
I was like, I was going to turn around again if you hadn't done that.
And you looked amazing.
So we got married, and it was great. It was so good, and God love him. Like, he was kind of like this. And I'm like, people are going to think I'm forcing this on you. I'm like, will you wake up? I'm like rubbing his hand to wake him up and all, and he's going,
pinching him.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, get up. So anyway, we got married, massive ceremony, and we had a big party out my ma's back, but we had to get Dean straight to bed. He was exhausted. It took 4 of them, 4 the lads and my uncles, to lift him in the wheelchair up my ma's stairs.
So big lad.
Oh, tell me about it. I lifted him for 2 years. He was like, my chiropractor now loves me. But he had swelled an awful lot from the steroids and stuff. So
that amount of treatment for the
unbelievable
body to take is crazy.
Crazy. And we got him into the bed anyway, and we had the party and whatever, and everybody was up and down with him the whole lot, and he was a lot more relaxed. And then it was time for me to go to bed. I think it was like 9 o'clock. I was like, right, everybody, off his pop. Like, I'm going to go up to Dean now or whatever. And so I went up to him anyway, and he was kind of real restless. And I was like, look, I said, you're having a long day. I said, just go sleep. I said, I'm here beside you now. I'm going to goof off to the telly for a while. I said, you just fall asleep or whatever. And when he knew I was there, like, he was just holding my hand, and then I could he was always real like sweaty when he went to sleep. I was like, right, he's sweaty, he'll sleep, he's grand. On the phone chilling out, whatever. And then I think it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and the bed just started like moving. And I kind of I was like, what? I was like, I only had to close my eyes now, and there was his right leg that he cannot move up in the air. I was like, what's going on here? And then the arm came up. He's out cold.
Yeah.
Right? The arm and the leg, literally like a puppet string again, and I'm going, he's having a seizure. I'm like, that's a seizure. Since his last seizure, we were given medication to bring him out of a seizure. Sure, that's in my house, isn't it? I'm in mass. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's been drinking. I was like, my ma doesn't drink, so I was like, ran into my ma. She was sleeping with Sloane. I says, Ma, you need to bring me to the house. I need to get medication. Ran in, woke me dad. I said, you need to lie beside him. Do not wake him up. I didn't want him waking up and getting a fright. I said, he's out cold. Leave him alone. He's fine. So got the medication, gave it to him. 20 minutes, he was grand. And I just collapsed in the middle of the hall. And this woman comes over to me and she's like, where's your bracelet? Like, who was with? Like, she thought I was a patient. And I was like, no. And I'm crying. And I was like, he's dying on me, he's dying. And she's like, who's dying? And I was like, my husband. And she was like, what? What do you mean? Like, what? And because I had a full face of makeup, and she goes, you look gorgeous. Why he's out last night? Did he get in a fight? I was like,
away.
I was like, no. I said, I actually got married yesterday. I said, and he has brain cancer. So she stayed with me till someone else of my family came. God love her. And I'm kicking myself because I never got that woman's name. I'm kicking myself.
She might hear this far and wide, and we'll find out.
Please, because that woman done more
She's the
from
north
me.
sider. We'll get it over.
Yeah, please.
Oh, absolutely.
And we were brought up to Clare's ward then in Beaumont, and like, this is terrible, but we used to always go, like, you go to Clare's, you don't get out alive, like, because you go to Clare's to pass away. And I was like, how the fuck are we here now? So we were there, and he was there for a day and a half, I'd say. I lay beside him the whole time on that bed. I got up to go to the toilet. People were feeding me and all in the bed. I wasn't moving. And Dean was kind of in a deep sleep at this stage. He'd been on the morphine pump, and he had a morphine pump, and he had a pump for his seizures as well, to keep the body more relaxed. So that was the Monday. All through the Monday night was grand. Tuesday he opened his eyes. I'll never forget. His sister walked in, and he kind of opened his eyes like, no, having a nose. And that was the last time he opened his eyes. Dean's sister was helping her ma clean out bits of the house or whatever, and they came across Dean's baby box. Dean was born at 4:35, and he died
the
at
same time.
4:35 on a Wednesday. Born on a Wednesday, died on a Wednesday, the exact same time. Wasn't that mad? That's crazy. We couldn't believe this was just by fluke. It was like baby of Louise, blah blah blah, date of birth 6th of May, 4:35.
That's what they call a soul contract.
Yeah, 4:35. He died. Same time he was born. So yeah, that's basically what happened there. So
life has never been the same for you.
No.
He's always with you though, you know.
Yeah.
You got all your little mad signs and your little girl telling you, Dad's here.
Daddy's here, yeah. Daddy's here. I remember I got my nails done once after he had passed away and I got a feather on them. Yeah. Just, Yeah, of course. Said nothing to nobody. And she came up to me, she's like, my dad loves your nails. And I was like, sorry, what? Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean?
No, you stopped that.
She was like, can you not?
That'd be me now. Come on.
She was like, can you not hear him? And I goes, no, why? What's he saying? He said he loves your feather for him.
Oh my God.
And I'm kind of going, there's nobody else in this house with me and my child.
Yeah.
And I go, Sloane, can you hear Daddy? Mary's gone now.
Like, get with
like,
it, girl.
are you for real?
Like physically, it's like physically they live, but they don't live.
Yeah, she's like, he's not.
And
he's
children
not
under
talking like
7,
gone
they
now.
hear them.
They say children and animals, isn't it, are susceptible to spirits.
So heightened,
dogs.
like
Oh
so
my
heightened.
God.
So it's just been. When Dean found out he had cancer, he signed up to be part of a research team.
Okay.
Within RCSI, and when he passed away, I was just like, I can't be doing nothing. Like, I need to do something here. And people are like, you need to sit with your grief. You need to sit in it. And I was going,
no, I know what I have to do.
No, like me. I don't.
You'll sit in that in time.
And
the
I
first
have
5
done.
years
Everybody
of grief is the
processes.
I
start.
do it in pieces. Like, I do take me time to be like, right, I need to. But I was like, no, I can't. I was like, he wanted to raise awareness for this. Like, he put it up on his socials now before he passed away. Like, because not a lot of people knew he was sick. Yeah. Because to look at him before the leg and stuff like that, you think he was grand. Like, why have you got all these fucking staples hanging out your head? Like, that was the only giveaway. So I just said it to his ma, my ma, and his sisters, and like a close family. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. I was like, I'm going to make a legacy of him. I was like, I'm gonna get justice for him. I was like, because I look at this as him being taken from me. Yeah. Just because someone didn't come and do something to him. Yeah. Cancer did. And I want justice for why am I now widowed less than 3 days after I got married? Yeah. Why is Sloane 3 without a daddy? Yeah. Why? So I wanted to set up a fund to raise money. It was so simple what I wanted to do. I was like, I want to set up a fund in Dean's name to raise money for glioblastoma. Yeah. We had raised money, thousands and thousands, that I wanted just for glioblastoma research because there isn't, like, Dean got the same treatment as someone 35 years ago. Like, there's been no
so you're
progress
trying to
with it,
advance. You know what I mean? At all. So I said, right, I need to get money for this. Like, we need to help fund this. Like, and with that, I got on to Fiona. I said, Fiona, look, I said, I don't want to, being smart, I was like, I don't want to keep giving BTI money. Can you set me up something or help me do something? I said, I have the person for you. And that's when I met with Prof Annette Byrne, who is going to change so many lives.
Brilliant.
She has her own research team for glioblastoma, and they are doing trials at the minute. Now, clinical trials aren't wrote off in Ireland. You can go to, I think we were going to bring Dean to Florida at one stage, I think just Germany, but nothing in Ireland. And someone with brain cancer especially can't fly.
Can't travel.
Can't travel.
Jesus. So
you're already at a lose.
Yeah.
So I met her. She invited me to RCSI and I went, and I told her a bit about me and Dean. And she is just so down to earth. Like, I went in thinking, like, I better watch my P's and Q's here, and like, I don't know who I'm gonna meet. And she was just so normal.
Yes, of course.
It's a relief from people.
It's a relief. I was like, right, she's a bit me. I was like,
So you're raising awareness for the fund.
Yeah,
at the moment.
At the moment, and
can people donate to that on like a GoFundMe?
So I basically, at the minute, I'm set up as an established independent fund now with her team.
Brilliant.
So like that, I don't have a GoFundMe, but I do have set up another account.
Brilliant.
But like that, I'm the only anchor that can give money to Annette's team. So like, you couldn't just go give that to Annette for me. Like, I have to be the anchor to do it. So like, we've been doing so many events already. Like, me cousin Aaron, I have to say, I'm so proud of him. He is literally running the legs off himself. He's done the Cork Marathon, Dublin Marathon. He's done the Dublin Marathon last year as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
I can't believe that I'm only hearing your story. It's probably a good thing that I'm only hearing it now. God bless and save
The other side of Dublin.
I cannot for a moment of me believe that one person had to, I'm so sorry, endure so much.
Yeah.
In like such a space of time.
Yeah.
He was robbed from me.
Yeah, he was.
Thanks, girl.
No, absolutely outrageous, and you're a testament to him and the way you keep on going and your little girl and everything. Like everybody
Absolutely.
that knows you
Thank you.
and has the pleasure of knowing you should be so proud of you. Because truly,
That's why I was like, you have to get on and talk about this, you know. And then we raise awareness for it. So thanks for that.
Absolutely, my love.
And yourself, Carly, you in yourself has raised so much awareness for breast cancer.
Yeah.
And for young cancers.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, together the two of you are a powerhouse. Like, seriously.
And isn't it so funny? Like, you never think of yourself in that way.
No.
And then it's only when you listen to other people. And then people are like, oh, but you had a similar situation. And you're going, oh,
yeah,
that's mad. Like, I could never.
When you're in it, you don't realise.
To yours because people probably have a pain in their face. And I'm so glad you went first because we don't need to go into the ins and outs of me for the simple fact that it's everywhere. Do you know what
famous.
I mean? No, but my story is everywhere purely because I've done a lot of podcasts and I speak about it online and stuff. It's not a new story to anybody, whereas for some reason yours is to me. Do you know what I mean? And I needed to hear all of that, all of it. But I can never compare my situation to yours because I'm so lucky that it was me. I'm so lucky. I can't ever imagine being on your side ever.
That's what Dana used to say. I'm so happy it's me and not you.
Oh God, and people think you're being
that.
But your family
you know
were
what I mean?
on
like
that side that
and you're
Michaela's
not.
on.
It truly is so much easier to be in the position because you literally have to go to the hospital, go to your appointments and get your chemo and try and get better. Essentially, that's the way I see it. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody going through it either because they're probably looking at me going, are you for real? It's easy to say being out the other side. But in that moment when I was going through it, I seen it as I have to attend my appointments and I have to hope that the treatment works for me.
And take any treatment you can.
Absolutely. This is the thing. But my main concern going through all that was looking at me loved ones. Like, that broke my heart.
Yeah.
But I wasn't experiencing the pain, the fear, the everything that they were. My physical body
in
probably
a different
had
way
a bit of pain, but
emotionally
they were in such a worse position. My poor ma.
Yeah.
I started to pray again when I was sick, not for me to get better for the sake of me.
Yeah.
Holy God, will you look after me, man? Please, will you look after me, man? Give her the strength and pull her from somewhere. Because she has been through so much in life.
Yeah.
And the second she started to get a little break, this happened.
That's that baby.
And she didn't deserve it. Do you know what I mean? Like, she just did not deserve it. I didn't see it as a big injustice onto me. It was the people that were around me that loved me, and God loved me, poor brother. I didn't realise until coming towards the end of it. That snookered him. We kill each other, batter each other. Oh, Jesus.
It made him love you more.
Absolutely. But truly, he did not handle that well. And I feel that, again, boys don't process things the way, and I know it's a generic thing, a generalisation, that boys don't process emotion as well as women do. But he doesn't, definitely.
Yeah.
So he had to carry that, and I seen how it affected him. And I just, for the life of me, can't imagine ever.
How many years ago was that you were diagnosed?
So I will be 6 years, please God, cancer free now in August. I was diagnosed when I was 24 on the 4th of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, 2019.
And was it just like a lump you had?
Yeah. So I had discovered a lump when I was 16. I'll speed through this. I went to my GP. At that time, it was unheard of to go about anything like that in general, let alone being 16 years old with a lump in your chest. My GP gave me a physical examination.
Scarlet.
Mortified, the two of us. Awful. So and he was like, it's just lumps, it's just milk ducts, it's not right. Like, do you know what I mean? He was just like, now she's grand. And in fairness, at that time you would have written it off because breast cancer was an older women's thing. It wasn't for young women. It wasn't, and it, especially like in school or at in sex education, anything.
Yeah.
Even when we were learning about our bodies,
Yeah.
never once was it brought up as an issue or something that you should be vigilant of or that you should look out for. Self-checks weren't encouraged. There was none. Again, very Catholic Ireland.
Yes.
Very, and I did go
Yeah.
to like those styles of schools, the convent schools, if you will.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything that was ever highlighted.
No.
So anyway, no, milk ducts, hormones, chest is growing, whatever. I literally was
As
kind
you
of like,
think, and
I
you're
don't
like,
believe in
no,
that
this
really,
doesn't
but
feel. Yeah.
also, I know the GP's word is gospel.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get anywhere. So sound nice one, mister. Left the gaffer, says to me, ma, look, I don't think that he's spot on with that, but we'll get on with it, me ma. Of course he's spot on with it, you know what I mean? Like I said,
because you're going to believe.
they've been led and said by their GPs their whole lives. They weren't
Absolutely.
taught to question that, and especially not their elders. So that was just, you got told what you got told, and that was it. Grand.
But then we have Carly,
a wagon.
who questions everything, even herself.
Yeah, all the time. The biggest question is to myself. But then a couple of years later, I'd noticed when people were hugging me, I was getting like a really sharp shooting pain in my chest. Again, not a symptom of breast cancer. There's like 8 signs to look out for. Pain isn't one of them. But I recognised when people were hugging me or holding me or leaning against me or whatever that I was getting this shooting pain. That led me to checking myself, obviously, and I noticed a texture change, a massive texture change in my right breast. It got really tough in like a section down the side of it, and I was like, that's fucking strange, because it wasn't my whole breast, it was just a particular section here. Went to a new GP, a female doctor, explained to her that I felt like I was fobbed off before. She said she's going to send me to the breast clinic. After a physical examination, she said, I don't feel like there's that in there, but I'm not going to send you home and make you feel like you're dismissed. I'll just send you to the breast clinic.
Thank God.
Yeah, seeing a gentleman, a specialist, an older man. But again, this was his field. He was all in. He was all in the trunk, checking everything. That was what he was there for, bless him. And he was like, you're not at the top of my worry list, but I am going to send you for an ultrasound just to have a better look. Went for the ultrasound. Can we get a biopsy for Carly? I didn't know what a biopsy was. Bear in mind, my ma just walked out the door to redo the parking because it was up. This one comes in with a needle the length of a pencil. I says,
It kills.
Oh,
girls. And I wouldn't mind. I was like terrified of needles at that time. We got over that. Sweetly.
Yeah.
But I
No
was
choice.
terrified of that.
And it's
Me
like,
ma-
boom, boom, boom.
It's like a gun. Yeah. And my ma came back into the room and I'm just lying there like that. And she was like, what the fuck's after happening? I was like, ma. But anyway, we heard a bit of tittering and whispering behind the curtain before they called for the ultrasound, for the biopsy, excuse me. So I knew there was something a little bit
Yeah, you're
off.
like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, so they were like, look, we're sending your biopsy off to the labs, we'll get back on to you, blah, blah. So weeks were coming and weeks were coming. So they said, say that was on the Tuesday, we'll ring it on the Thursday. Then it was we'll ring you the following week.
Yeah.
They ring us the following week.
About 3
this
months down
Yeah,
nearly.
it went on. So we ended up booking a holiday. In the meantime, I had got a lumpectomy on my right breast because they had found another lump in my chest my left breast, and it was like a marble. But they were like, it's benign, but we're just going to remove it because it's over a certain centimetre, so we're just going to get rid of it. So me and my ma said, fuck, we book a holiday, this is all a load of bollocks. Like, we'll go somewhere nice for a couple of days or whatever. And while we were on holidays, me ma got a phone call at me. And they were like, hey, Sharon, look, we know you're away at the minute. We just wanted to...
Because you were so young as well.
Yeah, of course. Well, realistically, they are supposed to ring.
I was
Call
going,
you.
yeah,
Me.
call
Yeah.
you, yeah. You're
My ma's my next of kin.
Yeah.
And they were like, Sharon, we just didn't, like, want to get in the way of your holiday. My ma was like, what's that supposed to mean? So straight away, my ma was like, what do you mean by that? She was like, listen, tell me on the phone what's wrong. We're actually not authorised to do so we can't do
you have
that.
to go in.
My ma was like, tell me on the phone what's wrong. They were like, unfortunately, we can't do that. Will you just come into us when we're home? And my ma had been down to the pool that morning. I think I had a couple of drinks the night before. My ma doesn't drink. I remember getting up to bed and I was like, ugh, do you know that seedy fucking
horrible.
skull in the room? And she walks
Stick
in
into the bed.
and she's wax. And she's just looking at me and she's like, the hospital rang me. And I was like, yeah, no, ma, I have cancer. You know that, don't you? And she was like,
Did you kind of feel you did?
I knew ages before this. Ages before this. It was more so when the specialist, and my friends can attest to this, I went down to one of my friends' houses that night and like it was basically the hub for all of us and there was fucking gangs of us there. And I was like, yeah lads, no, I have cancer. I'm just letting you know now before this goes any further, like I have cancer. This is when your man sent me home. He said he was calling for the ultrasound. And And they were like, oh, Carly, fuck off. Me,
They
bleeding
wouldn't
out
believe
after,
you.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
They're like, look at this one now talking over a hole. And I was like, no, lads, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'll do the will in a while. You'll all get a leap card, a packet of jellies, and a couple of kinds, because that's all I have. We were all laughing about it, but I was like, no, I know I have cancer. All this was spinning on. It solidified it even more for me, and I just kept on calling me mad the queen of wishful thinking. Sweetheart, I was like, let's go. Open the mind, because if you go in here and this is said to you and you keep convincing yourself that it's not the truth, you're going to be deathly disappointed.
Yeah.
So, no, and she kept on saying to me, yeah, you know everything, dear. Like, we were laughing the whole time. She was like, yeah, and how would you know? And all this carry on. So, anyway, I went to the breast clinic. It's the story that I always laugh about. So I'm watching everybody getting called in. The nurses calling people in. They go in, they come out, they see him all right. The man in the black suit and the briefcase calls people in. They go in, come out. They're not the May West after. I said, Ma, that's the Grim Reaper there. He's going to let you know if there's anything wrong. So if the man in the suit calls me, this is what's happening. You went to medical school, did you? You know why? Do you work here, do you? You know how all this runs, do you? It's like, all right, girl, relax. Get smart, be all right. So he came up and called me and I was like, right, Ma, come on. Knew me heart to heart. It wasn't a surprising thing to me, which is hilarious. I had already written myself off. I knew. But still, when someone says the words to you,
of course,
sorry, you have cancer, like you said, white noise, it's just,
Can't even explain it. Sure
it is deafening. And it's just such a fucking bizarre thing, watching films all my life. Do you know what I mean? And there's depictions of what happens when somebody's told something fucking earth-shattering. And I was like, on the money there. Very good. Very good. It's like that when you come home from a concert and you have that noise in your ears.
But you were so young. What were you, 19 then?
No, I was 24 when I was diagnosed. It was 2019. I was diagnosed when I was... I was diagnosed when I was 24. Still then for breast cancer, which we're told is not an issue until you're in your fucking 50s. Yeah, I suppose it was extremely young.
And did you go back and say, well, at 16 I had all this stuff going on?
But come here, what you like, do you know what I mean?
I wonder, was it kind of lying there for a long time?
So when I was diagnosed, when we looked into the cancer that I was diagnosed with, it is called secretory carcinoma. 0.01% of people in the world have it. There was two case studies at the... of course. There was two case studies at the time, one in Italy and one in Japan, and that was all they had to go off. But it is a childhood cancer. So this could have been living in me. We don't know, but this could have been living in. We had a conversation about this and where it came from. Wow. And my body just stored and held on to what I think would be an awful lot of stress. And I think that, because nobody in my family has cancer. Nobody in my family has breast cancer. The genes aren't there. All of us are gene tested. There's nothing. It's just me.
We were the same with Dean.
Yeah. Bizarre. So it just created itself in me.
Wow.
So basically it's called a childhood cancer. So it's no surprise that we had found it when I was the age that I was.
Old now, so.
Gabby, will you actually stop?
Ancient.
She slide tackling me in the feelings. I'm
Least you're not
already
50.
feeling a little bit
Know what I mean?
like. But so we're getting on now, which we are. 7 years since I was diagnosed in October. Like, that's insanity. And also it doesn't, in one breath, it doesn't feel like it was me, because it was such a weird fucking time in the world anyway, like you were saying, during COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
What a spooky time to be alive in general, wuthout all this shite going on. And it was just very apocalyptic now with the hospitals and all. It was very weird. Like, but first of all, they operated on me. They gave me a mastectomy on the right side. My surgeon was really confident that he could remove all of the cancer. He didn't think it had spread. Unfortunately, they got the lymph nodes, seeing that it had spread, meaning I needed chemo and radiation. Also went through an IVF retrieval, because I was so young and they were afraid that my system wouldn't work again, because they had to blast me out of it with chemo. So there's 14 kids in the fridge. They're not in the rotunda anymore. They live in Swords. They're posh.
That's where ours are.
Oh, wow.
Dean's little.
I hope they're in the fridge
In
together.
Sims.
Oh, they could be playing together.
I hope they are. Oh, I hope they are.
Little
the best
freezer
friends.
friends.
Little freezer friends. Girl. I
wonder if they're singing Let It Go.
But see, me ma, right? Me ma is always like, you know, when I get cheeky with her and I really carry on and I'm throwing a tantrum. She's like, that's it, free the rotunda 14. She shouldn't have access to these children. And that's her favourite thing.
I love it.
I love that.
Free the rotunda 14, because they were originally from the rotunda. And she's always like, right, that's enough now. You don't
I
deserve
love
access to them. She's like, look at you, crazed woman. You don't deserve them. Swear to God. So, sorry. IVF retrieval, chemo, radiation, fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And we just need to manifest the man now.
Don't be laughing at me, Carl.
We need to manifest the man for you.
Gabby, will you do us a favour now? Because I am getting
I don't
tired.
have the lot of numbers, I keep telling you.
No, Carl, come here, right? If you, Bob,
Yeah.
and a very devoted, loving man, can he please, I beg you, because you keep on telling me he's going to be itsy bitsy and I don't want to be with a cake topper. Can he be? Just can you stretch him if you find him?
Well, do you know what? All these runners are coming out and they have a good height on them.
Guys, they're all wearing them Spice Girl shoes, Gabby. They have to take them off when they're finished the marathon. Hey, mister, will they just be at platforms on Family Day now? just a man with a bit of height and a bit of ooh, because I'm a fine build of a woman.
Yeah. No, you're not. You're
I'm
gorgeous.
no, but I'm
Stop
very
putting yourself
durable.
down.
I have a set of shoulders on me. I'm
I
sturdy.
just see her squatting in the
I
gym,
like-
the ass.
Be flirting with me like that. Like, come here to me. Come here
Yeah.
to me. But no, I would. I'd like a good build of a man.
Okay.
Bit of oomph.
Like
Now,
hefty.
can you ring up to them
We'll have a chat.
and see what the sus is?
I'll get your granddad sorted out.
Please do.
You have a new angel up there, I believe.
Please, yeah.
I won't make you cry again. Oh, Jay's tiny
No,
tears.
No,
I'm like
honestly,
tiny
no, tears of the Talca. I can't stop. Honestly. Hold back the river, girls. But yeah, cancer, we're here, we're alive. It's happening. We're all good. But what I will say, sorry now, all messing aside.
Do you have to get yearly checkups?
I did do, not anymore.
So like, wow.
Oh, really? It's just
There's something else, Carly.
kind of in and out. Like, there's not the aftercare isn't a May West. That's one thing I will say.
Yeah.
And that's for women going through it now is that you're kind of set back out into the world.
off your pop.
Yeah.
Little slap on the hole, out you go.
Yeah.
Nice one. It's a bit
So it is so
peculiar.
important to talk to others.
Absolutely. And one thing that I've kind of teetered into, right, because obviously this whole me trying to figure out what I want to do in my life at my big age is actually really difficult for me. But one thing that I've been really kind of playing with back and forward in my mind is going back to school. The ADHD, I don't know if she'll allow me, but I'd love to go and train or study to be a counsellor, but specialise in cancer and cancer aftercare because
Amazing.
there's
That'd be
such a
amazing for
fucking
you.
lack of it.
Yeah.
It's honestly
And you have
Yeah,
that.
there is none.
astounding. Do you know what I mean? I do think it's easier, especially when you're speaking to somebody that knows how you feel. It's not just somebody that's out there reading a book and ticking off a fucking list.
Yes.
I can feel what you're
Empathy.
feeling. I've felt
Well,
what you're
please do
feeling.
it.
Do you know what I mean? So
Manifest that.
I know.
And then the others will flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you block something, it blocks everything.
Yeah, well, that's something that I've been toying with. But sorry, I need to... Carly, in the room. Ever since I've been diagnosed, women have been getting fucking younger. It's petrifying.
Yeah.
The ages that women are being diagnosed with breast cancer now.
So we're asking, please, check your boobies.
Oh, so your self-checks are the most important thing in the whole entire
And it could
universe
even be
because-
just little dots up here at the top of your chest. It doesn't have to be in your boobs. It can be under your arm.
It's an intimidating thing for people as
Yeah,
well
it's
because they're
very
petrified
serious.
that they will find something.
It could be inverted nipples. There's so many
there's
things
so
and
many
people don't
things.
realise. So
Yeah.
look it up. Make yourself like aware. Educate yourself on this.
But if you don't know what your baseline is in your chest and what your texture is and what you are at on a normal day, if something changes, you're unaware of it.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything about that. So your self-checks are so important. But what they realistically need to do is lower the age. Lower the age for your mammograms. Obviously, mammograms don't work for everybody. Offer the ultrasounds.
I got my
'Cause they
first
work.
one this year. Because I
You
turned
did.
50 last year. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Always grand, though.
Yeah, the squeezy machine.
They
it's
couldn't
not
find
great.
my boobs. They were like, can't find them.
It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but again, it's just so needed, and I feel like there should be just better education on it for women and for men.
Yeah, it can be men as well.
For men as well. I actually only was made aware of recently Declan Pearce, the radio DJ. He was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah, I saw
like,
that.
and he was sharing a story and everything, and I've only come to know that recently.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely insane. You never think it's going to be you until it lands.
Yeah.
On your doorstep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the better you can do to look after yourself. And like I said, know you're normal and be aware of your body. And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be cancer. If there is something niggling at you in your body, because it's a very Irish thing. You don't want to put your hand in the pocket and give bleeding 60, 70 quid to the GP. Nobody does want to. Yeah. But you cannot.
But it's so important if your body is tired or off or you're not feeling yourself, there's always a reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Always trust your gut.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I'm so glad you girls got to talk today.
Girl, I have to go to do a 12:30 to 9 in my retail job today. After getting that, I have to carry this now.
You are going to be a different girl after meeting Michaela Dunphy.
No, I truly believe that.
Thank you.
Like I'm saying I'm going to carry that as if it's mine.
I'm looking and I'm saying to myself, Michaela's only at the start of her foundation.
Yeah.
And you are an inspiration. I know you don't see that in
I
yourself, but you have
followers and viewers
raised
and
awareness.
Fucking go.
And she's now raising awareness. Yes. And I thought, look at you. Yeah. You're all autumnal together.
But one thing I truly believe in, and I'll say this here and now, is that it's who you know and it's people around you that's going to push it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The connections that you make, and it's going to be your own. And that's one thing that I'll say loud and fucking clear is, see the way you said up Ballyfermot fucking started this? Yeah. And same way goes up Finglas, up your working class communities, up your people that are around you, because they're going to be the ones that carry you. I swear to God, they're going to be the ones that get behind you. Yeah. So it's about the connections you make and that are genuine. Yeah. And the people you meet, they will bring you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carly.
Thanks, guys.
It was fun.
And thank you, Michaela.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah. So I hope this podcast helped you all. I suppose to see that people are grieving the loss of one amazing young man, Dean Dunphy, 33, the age of our Lord.
Yeah.
And he was your Lord.
Yeah. And I'm 33 this year.
And you're going to help people by doing this foundation.
Oh, God, yeah.
And you, Carly, thanks so much. And we love your funny ways. And I think you're so funny the way you're raising awareness, but also showing you're normal. You're a normal person, and this doesn't just happen to anybody. Do you know? It
doesn't discriminate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know? So thanks until our next episode. Don't ghost me. A Life Afterlife podcast is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a legal, medical or financial professional, but I am your spiritual friend. Any spiritual advice given on this podcast is not a substitute for legal, psychological, medical or financial advice. Discretion is advised. You, my listener, holds full responsibility for your own spiritual results, growth and protection at this time. Thank you.